the Clarissa Ward with CNN, who has a history of exaggerating the truth. She led viewers to believe she was in a firefight between like Hamas and Israel, I think a year ago.
That was when she had she was lying down with the camera situated.
Yeah. And so
perfect directorial debut.
Thank you and Robin in the chat for giving me a better terminology. Creative embellishment. She has a history of creative embellishment. She goes into this prison where everyone's already been released, so there's no one in there. And she claims during the thing, we're looking for evidence of Austin Tice, who's this American who they believe is being held. And we're looking, by evidence, she means maybe some writing on the wall in English, because nobody's in there. Like, there's no prisoners to talk to. It's nothing in there. And she says, we're looking for evidence. So she's just like reading scratches on the wall. And then suddenly they go, oh, wait, we think there's someone still in one of these cages or one of these cells. And the whole place is empty. And there's one cell that they claim has not been opened. And then they claim that the Syrian rebel, which is formerly called Al-Qaeda, but now we call Syrian rebels, that they're going to shoot the lock off the door. And you have to turn off your camera while we do that. Because why? Why does one need to turn off a camera when a lock is shut off? Hilarious. They do not explain that. So they so-called shoot off the lock. They open the door. Completely empty cell. Not a pile of shit in the corner. Not scratch. Nothing there but a folded up blanket. And they then lift up the blanket, and a man comes out and goes, "Oh my God!" In Arabic. "Oh my God! I'm a civilian. Don't harm me." And they say, "Oh my God! This prisoner was left here when they freed everyone else 4 days ago. This prisoner was left in his cell, and we're freeing him right now." So now the truth has come out, and they go on to claim that this is a prisoner of Assad's regime, and this is a political prisoner of Assad's regime, and he'd been left in this cell for 4 days. And then this article from Gray Zone says, there's one problem with this extraordinary moment. A review of the dramatic story depicted by CNN reveals a number of glaring inconsistencies. A fact-checking organization, which interestingly has connections to the U.S. government, but apparently that didn't stop it from fact-checking this, has exposed that the prisoner seemingly liberated turns out to be a Syrian intelligence officer. So this guy worked for Assad's regime. This was one of Assad's guys. Now they're like, we freed this Assad political prisoner. And also he was jailed for corruption and abuse charges a month earlier. CNN has finally admitted it and declared that it would investigate the subject of the piece. They say Clarissa Ward is still stationed in Damascus. So apparently her bosses are refusing to allow any editorial standards or professional ethics to get in the way of their successful coverage.
They're very courageous in that way.
Yeah, they're willing to let this charade go on. So by her stated estimation in the video, he was left for dead and deprived of all food and water for at least 4 days. A 2022 study published in Science magazine determined that despite adaptations to minimize dehydration, humans can survive for 3 days without water. So this man should be dead, but he seems quite well when you see the video of him.
Yeah. Also,
he seems relatively shaved and kempt. He has a very clean-looking jacket on that's not a smudge on it. The Air Force Intelligence Prison, which was taken over and freed, was freed on December 6th, 5 days before the report was published. So the minimum he would have been left in this cell without food or water would be 5 days, and he would therefore be dead. Yet rather than immediately seeking medical care for the man, they sit him in a chair. This is another amazing part. They sit him in a chair and interview him first. They sit him down. And by the way, she is doing everything to act this out. She's going, oh my God, I can't. Oh, dear God, we found this prisoner. And then sits him down to interview him. It now appears the man rescued was a corrupt Syrian government official. According to Western-backed fact-checking organization known as Verify, he's identified as a first lieutenant in the Syrian Air Force Intelligence, a figure they claim was notorious for his activities. Per Verify, Salama was imprisoned due to his involvement in theft and extortion. His recent incarceration, lasting less than a month, was due to a dispute over profit sharing or extorted funds. And CNN has fessed up to some of this, yet they keep her there to keep doing this reporting, to keep doing this laughably false reporting.
Some people were just born to be on camera. and maybe not necessarily a news anchor, but definitely a star in some capacity on the camera.
Yeah, you're saying she's a good actor. She is a good,
Wonderful.
She did a great job acting.
Mm-hmm. Acting is hard. I can't do it, so I'm impressed.